I've been thinking a lot lately about apologies, and specifically about that one phrase we've all heard or said a million times. I promise I've changed. There was a time in my life where I would just buy it instantly. Someone I cared about would mess up, look me in the eye, and swear that this time that they were gonna be different. And I'd believe them. I wanted to. Because hoping for the best is so much easier than facing the reality that they might just be exactly who they are. But I learned the hard way that promises are just empty words. We hand out second chances to toxic friends or partners who lie, desperately hoping for the different outcome. But the cycle usually just repeats. Because saying you'd change is the easiest thing in the world. Proving it, that's an entirely different topic. It made me take a really hard look at the human nature, and even my own life, to figure out why it's so rare to see someone actually turn things around. And the truth is, yes, people can change, but that doesn't mean they will. You absolutely cannot force it out of someone. I used to think if I just gave the right ultimatum or loved someone enough, it would spark a miracle. But they have to want it deeply for themselves. Our core traits might stay relatively stable, but our habits, our knee jerk reactions, and our coping mechanisms can absolutely be rewired. But here's the catch: if someone is insisting they're changed, but they aren't putting in that messy, uncomfortable work to figure out why they lied or manipulated in the first place, they haven't changed at all. They're just managing their PR. And the wildest part about actually doing that work, the part that I have to learn by failing at my own goals over and over again, it's barely even about willpower. For the longest time, I thought that being a better person was just a matter of trying harder. But I eventually realized that almost half of our time, we're just running on pure autopilot. We're just reacting to the cues in our environment. You can't just white knuckle your way into change. You have to physically alter your context. You have to add friction to your worst choices and make your good choices easy. If I was trying to stop doom scrolling, promising myself I wouldn't do it didn't save me at 2 a.m. Physically, moving my phone charger into the kitchen did. But as I was digging into my own habits, trying to figure out why I was always stalling on becoming the person I actually wanted to be, I realized something else. For years, I had basically been living my life in a waiting room. I was always waiting for the perfect moment, the right time to make a shift. I thought that one day I would just wake up and suddenly feel ready. I thought the universe would give me a green light or a sign, or someone could come along and give me a permission to be finally better. But that's the biggest lie we tell ourselves to be comfortable. There's no perfect moment. Life doesn't just open a clean door and announce that it's time for you to walk through it. The truth is, the door to changing your life is almost never locked. The only thing keeping it shut is the false belief that someone else holds the key. We stay in the waiting room because we're terrified of the unknown. We think playing it safe, staying in the stagnant relationship, holding on to our bad habits, making the practical choices somehow protects us. But I realized, painfully, that you can fail at playing it safe too. You can fail at the exact life you don't even want. So you might as well take the leap on the life you do want. When I look at people around me who have actually managed to evolve, they don't wait for the stars to align, and they don't just rely on pretty words. They share one specific trait. They're rigorously, uncomfortably honest with themselves. They don't get defensive when called out. They listen to feedback, own their failures, and they step through the door without waiting for an invitation. So, where does that leave us? Can people really change? Yes, I really believe we can. But it's not a switch you flip, and it's definitely not a promise you make over coffee. It's a slow process of completely rewiring your environment. It's a refusal to sit in the waiting room anymore. It's painful self honesty, and thousands of tiny and glamorous choices made over months and years. So now, when someone looks at me and tells me they've changed, I don't listen to their words. I just step back and I watch what they do.